I've been focusing more on shorts. It's easier to do it because fitness is like like a daily routine to me. So it's easier to just have a few minutes of my daily workouts than to just go and look for all this content on the internet and react on them. And also because sorry for being so moody. I was just sleeping. I just woke up and I had this idea. A lot of things have happened lately, and I said I should share with you what has been happening to me lately. So, in my videos, I keep saying take everything you see on the internet with a grain of salt. Like, it's for entertainment purpose. No matter what you see on the internet, you should not take it like in your heart and try to judge people based on those things. And I ask myself, the more I talk about those things, the more I'm trying to push the same agenda I don't want people to carry on their head. So it's better to just stay away from certain things than to say it out there. I don't like to talk about me that much, but in this situation, I have to use me as the example. I would have still said somebody else, but I just want you to know that it's something that I really hold at heart. That's why I decided to share with you guys. Growing up, I noticed that most of the people that were around me, my society, most of the people that were smart, I noticed that they had this problem to socialize with people. They had this problem to interact with people. They were this great genius when they are alone, but when they are with people, they are this very timid, and so they had this confidence problem. These words at times are too big to carry on your head, like I'm an introvert, I'm an extrovert, and deep down in an introvert mind, he wants to be out there with people, but when he's out there, something actually tells him to go back in there. I'm talking because I've been in that situation before realizing that you can use this situation as a positive thing in your life. So growing up seeing these smart people being so timid and being introverts, it made me realize that there was something wrong with it, because me too, I became this thing, always this smart guy in school, always the top 3 and everything, but I always had this problem of understanding how the other side of the world move, the street move, how things move. For example, getting a girlfriend, or maybe having to do a smart business move and having money to do 1 or 2 things in school, buy some new clothes and 1 or 2 things. I wasn't smart in that side, because after school I would go to my uncle's shop and just sell. So my mind was focused on just flipping products, already made products, and having some gain. I did not know. I wasn't thinking out of the box, and sort of those situations came when I had to think out of the box to convince a client to get certain things done. You know what I'm talking about? To the point that even when I had to pretend with people that I was okay with them, sitting with them, whereas I wasn't okay with them. Then I realized that these things could be used in a positive way. Like, for example, when you are an introvert and you are always alone in your house, you can always use this time to learn a new skill. You can always use time to get better in something, or think about anything that you want to think about. For example, for the past, I made a video on my Instagram. I'm sure you all have seen this video. It's just probably a joke, some sort of a video, but it's my lifestyle that I just put in a short form, and put out there.
Hi people.
In this video, I was talking about I've gotten the most comments.
I've had the most compliments in my life
in the past 1 year, but I've had the less. So I've had the most compliments in my life. These compliments are not necessarily looks, so I know people are thinking I'm talking about looks and everything. No, I'm talking about maybe how I express myself in public, how I welcome certain situations, how I handle certain things. For example, I couldn't believe that I was in my previous level, the level I was, the B1 level. I saw people, mature people, walking up to me, telling me that they like my confidence, like the way I handle certain things. I was talking to myself, but damn, I'm just this scared ass and broker guy. So I was like, nah, this is not true. But I sat back and I started reflecting on my life, how I've handled myself in school for the past 1 year, or let's say 10 months. And I saw that, even if I were in their shoe, I would say the same thing about me, some sort of, because first of all, what I said to myself was, at the beginning, I said to myself, I'm going to a new place. Saying this story, I'm sure you're going to pick the lessons in it. I don't want to put it out in point form like I prepared something. I didn't prepare anything, but I just know what I'm talking about. I'm sure you get the whole story. It's just like a story, but you pick out the whole sense in it. So when I look at my life the past 10 months, I realized that well, I was doing some things that were worth saying that I am. I mean, they like the way I carry myself out there, because there's something about being confident and being arrogant. It's like a fine line between them. You have to know how to manage both of them. I realized that there are certain things that I did that helped me to, attain this goal. Which are the things that I did? I learned to listen to people more. The reason I got to this conclusion, first of all, is because, let's start with the content thing, the reacting of people's video. I always told people to take everything they see with a grain of salt on the internet, and I took that same thing to real life. Actually, I was supposed to do the reverse, take the real life to the internet, but the 20th century people, you understand, we learn things on the internet before we go learn them out there. So, yeah, the internet guys, don't blame us. So, I'm not saying it's a good name, so if you're watching the video, don't comment anything saying that I said this. I didn't say anything like that. So I realized that I learned to listen to people more. When people spoke to me, no matter what is happening, no matter my opinion, no matter what I have to say, no matter what I have to, let me just listen to them. Let me just believe that they might be right for some reason. Let me just believe that I might be wrong, because I learned to realize that as I was growing up, not all the things that I believed in when I was a child ended up being true as I'm grown up now. So I said, let me just listen to people more. So listening to people more made me talk less. And people always like to talk about themselves a lot, So I listened to them. They kept talking. While we were talking, I'll make my t-shirts. I just sit and I look at them, just watch them talk. If I have to react, because I have a retentive memory, I would just, if they are lost, maybe I'll bring them back in the conversation. Or maybe if they try to explain something else and they don't know how to put it out there, I try to make it light. I'm not suggesting things in their story, but I'm just making the word's actual story. I'm just giving them the stage for them to talk. And so it helped me, know more about people's characters, know more about people's reaction to certain things. Meanwhile, I had in mind making you now being like a shadow person. And somebody can only hurt you when they really know you that much. So because people don't know you and you know that much, now they are vulnerable to you. Now you are always superior to them because they know less about you. You're that mystical guy. So even in class, when we sit and maybe the lecturer asks certain things about me, I will kindly tell her, no, I'm sorry, I don't want to talk about this part of my life. Because you have to be really close to me. We have to be doing a business. We have to be doing something close for you to know this part of my life. Like somebody meeting you, asking you how much do you earn, those type of questions when you are not really close that much. It's like really weird. This last point brings me to my next point, which is learn to ask relevant questions. When you don't know somebody, there are questions you don't ask. How old are you? Do you have a girlfriend? How much do you earn? Where do you live? Nay, those questions are not acceptable. Nice meeting you. Where are you up to? To a point is okay. What have you been doing? Those questions that those questions that are not particular, that are general questions, so that I have to decide what to tell you now, but don't just go and ask me those questions like you are some sort of detective or you're searching my life, some sort of, don't keep the nail on the head when asking questions to somebody you don't know. It makes people insecure. It makes people feel like, whoa, not everybody likes to talk about themselves like that. I know some people don't find it a problem to talk about them that much, but come on, in normal life, some certain things are supposed to stay just between you and your family. The reason I'm saying this is because these things are things I've experienced in my life and have helped me shape the person that I am and have helped me to boost my confidence. So first of all, I talked about you listening to people more and you learning to ask the relevant questions. And 3, of course, be fit and smartness. From the beginning I started with smartness, because smartness has to be like the base of it all, because everybody will always feel inferior to someone that is smarter than them. Let me say it again. Everyone will always feel inferior to someone that is smarter than them. So a smart mind or a smart person is supposed to be the base of it all. I'm not supposed to say like it's the first point or everything, but you have to understand that this is what I'm driving to. So be smart, listen to people, ask relevant questions, and that's it. Of course, be fit. When you're fit, you have more confidence, you feel more, you're more different than others, and that's it. So I don't want to take much of your time. Just what I prepared for you. Please, I hope you liked it. Why did I say please? I want to say please help, share, like, and comment. But still, please like, share, and comment. See you next time. Ciao.